Israel is making it clear it has no plans of standing down. The country continuing its assault on Gaza today, targeting underground tunnels it believes are being used to supply Hamas. This as international pressure mounts for a temporary truce so aid workers can step in. Israel's intentions are clear and both sides seem to be preparing for all-out war. So what is the next move and what can be done to stop the bloodshed? Joining us now in Jerusalem, former Israeli ambassador to the UN, Dan Gillerman. He's also a Fox News contributor. Thanks for being with us. Critics of the Israeli attacks point out that civilians, civilians are being killed and injured, but we are also hearing reports that Hamas is using civilians as human shields, that militants are setting up camp next to schools deliberately and even inside hospitals where they're disguising themselves as doctors and nurses. Doesn't this complicate the situation?
It makes the situation horrible, and it just shows the cynicism and the hypocrisy of the people we're fighting. They have absolutely no emotion. They don't care about human lives. They don't care about the lives of their own people. In fact, I would go as far, and I know it sounds terrible, as saying that they're happy when civilians are killed because it provides them with photos which may shock the rest of the world. This is the huge difference between us and them. They target children. Yesterday and today, they bombed a kindergarten and a school in the fourth largest city in Israel. Just imagine a kindergarten and a school being bombed in Chicago and Boston. What would the United States do? Now, we're doing what every democracy in the world would do, and that is defend our people, but we're doing it hitting military targets. If there are civilian casualties, they are truly the victims of Hamas, who house rockets within residential buildings. And if you go to sleep with a rocket, don't be surprised if you don't wake up in the morning.
Now, a 48-hour ceasefire has been proposed. The goal would be to allow humanitarian aid in, but Israel says this would allow Hamas to regroup. What's your take on the ceasefire proposal?
Well, you know, this is not the picnic we went to and we're going to have a break in order to allow them to regroup. There's absolutely no need for a humanitarian ceasefire. Aid is flowing in all the time. Only today, over 100 trucks with medicines and food and basic products entered into Gaza. We are very, very aware of the need to make a distinction between the people of Gaza and the Hamas terrorist regime in Gaza, and we're making it every day, both in targeting our attacks very carefully and in providing aid to the people and trying to make their life as easy as possible in the impossible situation imposed by them, because they are truly hostages of their own regime.
So what is the solution?
The solution is very, very simple, Patty Ann, very, very simple. If the Hamas decides that it will no longer fire rockets into Israel, you know, you will be celebrating the new year in a few hours. You will have 1 million people celebrating in Times Square. I was there only last year with Mayor Bloomberg and Commissioner Kelly. I saw how wonderful, peaceful, and joyous it was. Now just imagine those 1 million people tonight in Israel, cowering in bunkers and afraid that the next rocket will hit their home. This is what we're facing. And the only way this can end is if there is a totally new reality in the region, and in the southern part of Israel, where there is no more terror, there's no more rocket firing, there are no more smuggling, and life for the citizens of Israel is as peaceful as any child and any citizen in the world deserves to be. And hopefully this wish will come true in 2009.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Ambassador Dan Gillerman, thanks for joining us. Well, he launched a failed campaign to keep the words "under God" out of the Pledge of Allegiance.